The WWDC just recently happened. The M2 Macs that have been announced, really cool. It's a really exciting time of the year. Usually around June, you see Google I/O, you see WWDC. Usually it's more for our developer and software conferences, but they also throw in some hardware as well. So we got a little bit of both. We're going to be talking a little bit about the M2 and some of the cool things that we actually did see. So let's just get right into it. So they did announce a few things. One thing that we want to obviously talk about is the M2 chip that actually did come out to be in the MacBook Air as well as the MacBook Pro 13-inch. The M2 chip is supposed to give roughly about 18% more performance than the M1 chip. It's not to be confused with the M1 Pro Max and the M1 Max and the M1 Pro or whatever they're calling it. I get a little bit confused sometimes, but it's not on the same level as that one. Those are more of a different tier level of chips. You can't really think of them as apples to apples. But M1 versions is giving you about 18% more performance. It's on the same architecture, the same 5nm architecture. The M2 Pro model isn't really a whole lot different. It already had its redesign last time, and just getting the M2 chip, so we're not really going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about the cool Air. So there's a few ports, and there's a cool redesign. It's a 13.6-inch screen. It was already a 13-inch screen, but it's a little bit bigger this time. But you do see that little display, how there's a little bit of a notch there, but it does bring the edges almost completely close to where it's going to be borderless, and that's to give you a little bit more screen real estate overall than your typical with the notch in the middle there, but it still is there. That's usually for the camera, the sensors, and the aspect ratio makes it where anytime you double click and watch a video, you get black bars there anyway, so it kind of blacks out. And you're getting a MagSafe cable on the left side with two other USB-Cs on the left side, as well as a high impedance headphone jack. So it comes in, not three, I was going to do three, but it's four colors this time. So you got your standard space gray, you got your standard silver. You have a similar to a rose gold color. It's called Starlight, so it's pretty close to what a rose gold color is. It's kind of more of like a champagne gold this time around. And you also get this one pretty cool one, which probably a lot of people are going to be going for, is the Midnight. It looks more like it's a matte black, but if you look at certain angles and certain lighting conditions, it actually looks a little bit bluish. So it's actually pretty cool. And whenever you get one of these colors, actually you get your MagSafe connection actually comes in that color as well. And it's a nice cord braided cable. And so it's going to be pretty nice. We're seeing that move back to MagSafe, which in a way is a move forward again, because it's MagSafe 3 and you're not worried about all the USB-C potential issues that go into, especially when you need to charge your MacBook. And there's the USB-C ICs that die a lot. If you check out our channel, we talk a lot about USB-C issues on those MacBooks because they do go bad. There's a lot going on there than just a direct current. The price, you get $11.99, gets you the redesign, gets you the M2. They still left the base model for the M1, they didn't totally knock that out. They hit a $9.99 price point, which is fantastic for that model and for what you're getting for the performance and everything else. It's not the redesign, but it still is a very nice deal. And you imagine those things going on sale, you could definitely probably check them out for Black Friday. You can imagine I would probably say it would go pretty cheap, maybe 100, 200 bucks off, which would be really cool. Okay, so pretty much the last thing, I'm just going to go off a little bit. They did also announce macOS Ventura. It's a really nice orange color. Looks like it's going to be a great type of end of summer theme. They do have this, it's a FaceTime handoff. So if you're using your Mac, you can be on FaceTime, and then you can go, if you needed to go to the bathroom or something, or you needed to go maybe out for a walk or something, you actually switch it to your phone, switch it to your tablet. So it's a handoff. So, and you can continue having your FaceTime on there. Also is like to share a web browsing session that you can actually look, you can share like tabs in Safari. You can see what other people are doing. It's kind of like a cool little workforce thing. It's not exactly Zoom, but it works with Safari. And just be careful always what you're sharing with your tabs. You don't want to do something on accident that you don't want people seeing. I don't know if it's really cool or really not cool, but they have one that's called Continuity Camera. And what you can actually do is you can attach. There is this attachment that you can actually put on your Mac, or I would imagine iMacs too. I saw them. They showed the demo where you're putting it on your MacBook Pro. You can actually put it, you can cover up the notch there, and then you can clamp your iPhone on it, and then you can use the cameras from the iPhone and actually use that as a webcam. It's really cool how they actually do it. It's more integration. Obviously, you're in the ecosystem, you're doing some pretty cool things, but it uses all those great lenses that are there, because a lot of people complain about the webcam in the Mac. Obviously, this one I didn't even talk about it, but there's a 1080p webcam in it this time, but some people still don't want that. But they showed a lot of cool things and a lot of different things. If you haven't checked it out, go ahead, check out the actual presentation. It's really cool. It has a few different lenses on the back there, and one of the lenses can actually focus on you, and the other one can actually aim down, and it'll focus on like what you're doing as like a workflow. I'll show that here. It's really cool. So that's something, it's really strange and really cool at the same time. I love how they're going a little bit like above and beyond. That it's even though it looks silly and stuff, but it's people might actually want to use that if they want to show something, they want a little bit higher camera. Just please make sure you don't drop that phone while it's on there because it looks like it might. They showed like there's like a Belkin one that you can actually get that clamps on the top there, and you don't want to crush that screen too because they're really easy to damage the screen. So if you're ever doing that, definitely please be careful. There is going to be this one thing, it's kind of like a recent app section, but it's going to be showing, you can use this on like your tablet, and you can be showing if you're using like another monitor, or also obviously on the main desktop there, it'll show like the recent app. It's pretty much a good way to explain it. It shows like the recent app section on the left side of your screen, and you can actually see a little preview of everything that you're doing, that you have multiple apps open, and you can have the full screen of what you're doing right next to that, and then you can click between them. Real cool presentation they were showing was with a tablet doing this, because you want obviously more multitasking with the tablet, but it's another feature that just really shows that they're trying to go a little bit more involved here. Also put up here now, I'll show you guys which Macs are actually going to be able to use Ventura. We'll definitely show videos on how to create like an installer, or if we can do a bootable USB, we'll put that on. We'll show you guys how to make that. Definitely stay tuned for that. Just a quick little recap just on how we look at things too, and to show how excited we are. Obviously, we always want to stay on top of the news for it. It's always exciting just this time of year, not just Techtober, which comes in October. There's lots of other cool announcements, which stuff actually gets released. Are you guys excited? Are you guys going to pick up this Air, or would you get the other Air or would you get the M1 Air for $999? You think that's a really good deal? Or would you spend the extra money to get a few more features on here, try to get really updated Mac on here? Or what would you guys do? Love to know in the comments down below. So anyways, I hope you guys are watching. See you guys next video. Take care. Bye.